Ding dong diddly.
The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Okay, so this is a recap of events that were missed out in Ep 307 because recording did not happen. So what we missed was the Sidewinders loaded the Sentinel up with what supplies they could from the Eternal Earth base, then left P-26-007, setting course for the neighbouring Anise system so that they could deliver the colonization supplies to the human colony on PX-9-757. It was going to take them about a day and a half of travel, and Loghain went to speak with Tiala about the mission they just did. Tiala seemed rather matter-of-fact about the matter, but also disappointed that they had to essentially murder a group of humans. Loghain asked her if she was okay, and she answered that she could deal with it fine, that it was part of the mission and she had been trained for such matters, but it was merely unfortunate. Loghain then very reluctantly talked to the human, Rosa, to ask how she felt about it. Rosa wasn't particularly pleased that they had to do that, but also understood how dangerous the people were. Loghain asked if she had a problem having to kill those of her own race, and Rosa said it's not easy, but agreed that it had to be done. Loghain decided to focus on his personal projects and studies, while Tiala spoke with the new passengers and checked that they were okay. Both Dorlan and Rana thanked Tiala for rescuing them. She then checked in with Nazina too, and they discussed Sentinel's recent VI upgrade, where Nazina again assured Tiala that it wasn't an AI in any way, and it was perfectly safe. Asterisk. Rosa saw to maintaining the gear used on the mission, and then again helped Tiala with some of her mental training. When the ship's VI spoke to Loghain about having more information from him, Loghain decided to name the VI Trish, and with no objections due to nobody else being in the cockpit at the time to object, that stuck. That was locked in. Trish told Loghain that she'd taken the liberty of acquiring some new information both on the Asari Cinerina Tovia that had contacted Rosa, and on the planet Bala that Sergeant Tadami had managed to get out of the Void Wraith captives. Loghain learned that Cinerina had met Rosa when the human woman had been instrumental in rescuing her and her sister from the Batarian hate group Quad Damage on the Citadel. Trish then gave Logain a rundown of Bala's properties as a planet and noted that the only known structure on Bala was an abandoned Volus research facility that had been used to monitor and study the effects of planetary erosion. When the planet the Volus intended to save reached a point of no return, the facility was abandoned. Logain asked Trish if she thought that the Void Wraith were likely using this facility as a base of operations, and she agreed that given the data, that likelihood was high. When Trish casually mentioned Sergeant Tadami's name to Logain, he made it clear that she was not to reference either her or Captain Dentes while anybody besides Tiala and himself were around, and the same went for their relationship with C-Sec in general. Should Trish need to bring up such matters in company, she was to refer to them both collectively and individually as the White Council in the future, which kind of confused her because of the colour of Asari's skin and so forth, but there we go. Logain told her not to think too much into it as he had plans for other colour-coded councils when the need arose. Sentinel arrived at PX-9757 and was given clearance to land on a makeshift landing pad at the edge of the colony there. Tiala liaised with the humans and organised their equipment and supplies to be delivered, while Logain kept an eye on things from the bridge, weapons at the ready in case anything suspicious happened. Supplies were delivered and Tiala was paid the remaining half of the delivery fee. Noticing that there were a few onlooking human children who seemed fascinated by the Sentinel, Logain took off with some style while Back in Black blared from the ship's external speakers.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Logain set course for the Citadel again with an ETA of 1.5 days travel time. Logain and Tiala continued their own personal studies and projects during the journey. With more space on the ship again, Crane resumed his close quarters combat training. He asked Rosa to face him and hurt her back when he ended up slamming her into the ground. He apologised when he noticed she was in pain, telling her he thought she could take it. The Sentinel arrived at the Citadel eventually at 12:34 CST on Thursday, May 12th, 2163.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Approval granted. Land on designated pad number 12-6. Use of automated docking computer permitted. You are clear to hand over control.
Citadel Control gave Logain the usual permissions to land, and the Sidewinders said farewell to their guests, both Dorlan and Rana thanking them for rescuing them. Tiala spoke with Rana and wanted to make sure she would never tell anybody anything about what happened, and Rana assured her that she destroyed all of her data and would not want such information to get out. Rana said she didn't want to get involved in any experiences like that again. Cough. Rosa thanked the Sidewinders for taking her along and left with her gear, remembering to leave behind the set of armour she had borrowed. She made her way to CSEC, and while on the elevator on the way there, she heard a Citadel news report on Systems Alliance Prime Minister Naveen Olmos returning to Earth after visiting the Citadel for the past 2
Flight
weeks.
Operations Bureau wishes you a pleasant and productive visit, Commander.
Yeah, she met with the Citadel Council. Nobody knows what they talked about. She didn't meet with Batarian Ambassador Liet during her stay.
So they say.
Tiala went to see Gussius at the Docking Port Authority about getting the ship sorted out. The bureaucracy was still going through the motions. It shouldn't be long, but there shouldn't be any issues given prior dealings. Crane and Logan both left Sentinel, made their way to the apartment, the latter with a new set of Colossus armour in hand. Logan was, however, stopped on the way by a Solarian in sleek black armour, who approached him, thanked him for extracting their man, and then flashed his Omni tool. Logan checked the following notification to discover that there was an additional 50,000 credits in his bank account. After taking a moment to process this, he flicked the payment to the group account. Tiala was then notified, and she herself took a moment to take in the sudden influx of finances. She contacted Logan, and he explained what happened. While Crane sighed at the sight of grease marks throughout the freshly cleaned apartment, Logan took the Colossus armor and put it on his advanced scanning device to analyze its workings. While Rosa arrived at CSEC, and before she could even make it to her quarters, Sergeant Tadami called her into her office. Rosa had missed more training than they had agreed to, and Tadami was concerned that she was going to fail, and that academics of this nature weren't for her. Rosa wanted to try and stick with it for now, though, and went to class, sneaking in silently without a fuss until the tail end of species relations.